Welcome, everyone. Last week I interviewed Dotsie Pomeroy, and at the end of my interview with her, it came to light that her husband Ernie had become a Catholic through our RCIA program. So I thought this week it would be wonderful to present to you one of our faculty members, Don Casey. Don and his wife Bernadette have been members of the parish here for 19 years. And in the last year, we recruited him because he's such a bright man and knows so much about the faith. We asked him if he would be a member of our RCIA team, imparting his knowledge to our candidates. So I ask you, Don, if you would kindly explain what RCIA stands for to our parishioners and a little bit about the process and what it entails and who it's for. So.
Okay, sure. RCIA stands for the Rite of Christian Initiation of Adults. So we got that out of the way.
Okay.
It's a program that was reinvented, in a sense, by the Church after the Second Vatican Council. In the early Church, there was a process for people who wanted to enter the faith, and that process has been revitalized in a contemporary mode. It's a program that's designed, first of all, for persons we call catechumens, persons who have not been baptized, either members of the Jewish faith, for instance, the Muslim faith, or any faith that is not a Christian faith. And it's a process of instruction whereby they are brought to understand the main tenets of the Catholic faith. There's a second prong to the program for candidates, those persons who have been baptized, perhaps in another Christian denomination, or even in the Catholic Church, and have not, for one reason or other, received the additional sacraments of initiation, that is, confirmation and Eucharist. So it's a two-pronged program. Typically it takes about a year for the program to complete its course of instruction, but people are free to lengthen that if they wish. If they're not comfortable in their learning process, they can spend a second year in learning. I think that kind of exhausts.
Good.
Well, one thing, I'm sorry, I wanted to add. You said I was recruited this past year, and that's true, and I was happy to be recruited because it offered me an opportunity not only to share my faith and to grow in my own faith by increasing my my studies, but also to be present with people who are searching for God and to be part of their process of growth. And so I found that was a great grace for me.
Beautiful. And I can resonate with what Don is saying. In my own experience as a young priest, I was in charge of the RCIA process at St. Gabriel's, and I really enjoyed the questions that the catechumens and the candidates made, stuff that I took for granted, and then said, well, Father, why do you do that as a Catholic? And it's like, oh, well, there's a reason for that. And it made me kind of dig deeper and be enriched by their questioning and by their own faith journey. So I think the only other question I'd ask of you, Don, is just, so I believe the process is every other Wednesday.
That's
correct?
correct.
That's what we're going to do.
Mhm.
So
In the evening.
in the evening. So that'll be what, Wednesday evenings, every other Wednesday, starting September. Okay.
And then it would continue up to the Easter Vigil for those who are the catechumens. They would be baptized at our Easter Vigil and receive Eucharist and be confirmed. So they would complete the process of initiation there on that Holy Saturday night.
Perfect.
Some candidates opt to lengthen their learning process out to Pentecost, for instance, where they would receive confirmation and their first Eucharist. So they have that option. And again, there's no pressure. You can make it as long as you want.
Right. So I think what Don is saying as well, I'd re-emphasize as well that it's an open door policy. This is, if you know of anyone who would like to become a Catholic or complete their initiation as a Catholic, please speak to Don or speak to me or Jonathan or Father Vincent. We're all involved in this process. So if you have a spouse who's not Catholic, or a next door neighbor or coworker, anyone you think has expressed to you their interest and you think that they could benefit by being a part of the RCIA, they're welcome. And as Don said, there's no pressure. I always tell people, come to a meeting or two,
Yeah.
see if you like it, and if it's answering your questions and helping you grow closer to God, then great. And if it's not, it was nice to have met you, and you continue on your journey as is. But Don, I thank you on behalf of the parishioners for this interview and for all the work that you're doing, and the entire crew that we have for RCIA. And on behalf of the entire parish, I do wish you all a happy 4th of July and happy, healthy week, and we'll see you next week.
Me too.
All right. God bless. Bye.